Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to thank everyone who showed up to the Justice for Jennifer Jeffley concert and rally we had at Club Blue Steel last Friday, March 26th. I'd like to thank the Eye of Horus Lodge for showing up. I'd like to thank the Jeffley family for coming out, the Coon Docs for performing, Low Key, Gino. I'd like to thank D. Raja for showing up, Brother L, and just the host of people who came out and paid their respect in regards to a young lady who is 36 now, but lost 21 years of her life due to an injustice system where we get no justice. I also like to thank Muhammad 2G for coming out, performing, donating his time for a worthy cause. And I'd like to thank Blue Steel as well for letting us host the event at their facility, at their club. And everyone who signed the petition. You all can Google Jennifer Jeffley, Jeffley. Go to change.org and sign Sheila Jackson Lee, change.org. Jennifer Jeffley, sign the petition. In a sense, it takes everyone and it takes people. And that's why they say, we the people, to right wrongs, especially with dealing with societal issues or injustice or how we want to shape our society. It takes people who cares first, but also people who willing to get out and move. It takes a lot of effort to put events together, to get petitions ready to be signed, to talk to people, to interact, to perform, to get the word out on different situations and cases that affect people's everyday lives. And this case with Jennifer Jeffley, it affects us as a whole due to the fact that it could have been your child, because the system that falsely and mistreated this young person is still thriving, and it exists today. So we have to stomp out the wickedness of those who want to rule with a racist mindset first. Those who step out to deceive through the act of racism has to be challenged, and that practice can't continue in a civil society. So once again, I thank all of those who came out, donated their time, their talent, their creativeness for a good cause. Thank you all. Then also, too, I gotta give a shout out to these young warriors, male and female, who have a strong voice. Young Pharaoh, Low Key, Gino, my brother Assar, the Ducateers, Brother Jamal, Half Pint, she's, believe, out of New York, educated mind. I'd like to thank all of people that's out here with a conscious mind and who's spreading the message. Especially the younger ones. Because their viewpoint today, and listening to that young brother, young Pharaoh, how he put it down on the elderly when he said y'all expect a lot out of the youth, but you don't give nothing back to the youth. He was stating that you can't, in so many words, and I'm paraphrasing, about judging people and expecting things out of people, and the youth are like, man, where were you when I was hungry? Where were you when my lights was out? You know, I don't, feel that they don't feel as though they owe the elders anything due to the elders didn't put nothing back in the community, and they didn't put anything back as far as knowledge that the youth can build upon. So I gotta thank Brother Hakeem, and sharing his testimony of what he went through and how he became blind at the movie shoot. But unselfishly, he was doing it to show the youth that it is real in these streets. You jump out here in this fast lane and you're not ready for it. A person who's been there, who's not faking it, who actually can tell you stories of being out in these streets and all that comes with it, the good and the bad, the negative and the positive, So it'll behoove you to listen to those who went before you, who paved and blasted the way so you can come up and maybe have some room to study and grow and build, because a lot of the debris that was before you was chopped down generations ago. The problem is after they cleared the land, a lot of us didn't build on the land. We just cleared it and left the burden of the next generation to build on the land. But regardless, either way, buildings have to be built. Regardless how you look at it, it still has to be done. So those of you who's going back to the community, who's buying up land and property and building up the community, and it's like the young brother said, man, and when you hanging out in the streets, you in the hood, you don't see not one white person come in the community and litter, throwing bottles and trash and whatnot, and it's coming from young Pharaoh. He said, I haven't seen, he said he hasn't seen in his whole lifetime a white person litter in a black neighborhood. So where did the trash or debris come from if it's in someone's yard or if it's on the street? That means we did it ourselves. That's something we chose to do. Or it shows the degree of care and love we have for our community by how we treat it. And other people on the outside looking in saying, okay, well, if they love the community, then they do so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. But then there's always that underlying argument of post-traumatic slavery disorder, saying that the trauma that blacks went through was so horrific that it penetrated through generations, and it still has an effect on some to this very day. That's how brutal that slavery system was, to where the effect can still be felt hundreds of years later. But we have to honor those who put their minds on the line to figure this thing out in a mathematical and scientific way, and that will let that method be the guide to helping others. So you think Brother Farrakhan and the memories of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie, who fought for the upliftment and betterment of melanated people, which is deemed the black people, because they understood that the same universal laws and freedom, justice, and equality should be shared to every individual that's alive upon this earth. You can't say, I'm a hoard justice just for my race, and your race gets nothing, and expect the other race who you're holding justice from to sit back and say, okay, well, I guess I don't deserve justice, even though the Creator created you with an inclination of just. Everything about the human being and the genetic makeup, the DNA coding of an individual is mathematics, scientific, but it's just because it can justify its existence, or it can justify itself on its functioning or its functions on why it's here. It's just not here just to just be here, just to sit, So no, we build and we grow, and I mean, my heart. I mean, I actually would like to say that again, Brother Hakeem, to put his heart forward for humanity, to let that light of truth shine from his experience, to use that as a medium to help those who are lost, or just to share life experience to where others can take from that and build upon it and say, okay, yeah, well, let me do this in order to better myself. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, is becoming a better you tomorrow than you were the day before. Picking up books, reading, studying, learning, growing. That's your mission. Discovering the talent that only you preserve, your gifts that were given to you by the Creator, specifically for you. Because we all know that the universal God, Allah, didn't even create two snowflakes the same. So two people are not the same within gifts and talents. We all do it on our own frequency or vibrational pitch, but we do it out of love. That way the vibration, the frequency can be shared with each individual who hears it or who understands it, because the place that it was coming from the heart, and it wasn't coming from some negative place. So when it comes from the heart, it's all good. It travels, and people will they understand that the feeling they get, or the emotions they may have, or whatever chakras that might light up, they understand when it comes from the heart. So that's where it's at, and that's a good base. That should be the base. When you set out to do something, do it from the heart. Everything doesn't have to be scripted. Sometimes if the God put it on your heart to do, then just do it, and you'll see the rewards. It's like a seed. You plant it in the soil, and it continues to grow. You watering it, and in time you see the fruit. You don't just plant the seed and wake up the next morning and you got a tree bearing a whole bunch of fruits. It's a process. So don't be so, don't be so quick to down something that you don't understand if you haven't studied it or researched it. Another thing, another thing that slavery brought forward due to poverty is a mindset of lack. It's like we compete with each other out of the mindset of lack. And what I mean by the mindset of lack is where we do things thinking that the source is going to run out, or that there'll be none left when it's my time. And that comes to poverty, where you have to stretch so much, and sometimes when it is your time, it's not enough there, and you say, well, I need to get here earlier so I can get a larger sum of what was on the table. That creates a mindset of lack. What comes out of a mindset of lack is a person who endeavors in the same field you may endeavor in, and and you were there first, and you create you a base. But here they come with something more positive and something stronger, and you may sense that, and a mindset that comes out of lack will try to do everything in their power to stifle a person, or to create an obstacle or some sort of roadblock in their path, because out of that lack mindset, they feel as though there's not enough to go around, there's not enough to share. So they try to justify putting obstacles in people's place, because in their mindset they're saying that this person is taken from me. When in all actuality, the universe always keeps producing more and abundantly, more than we could ever in a lifetime perceive or put our hands on. But poverty creates a lack mindset. So what they're saying is, I'm afraid that you being you might override me, so I have to put a block in your way, because I don't want to take a chance of me not eating tomorrow. But what they're really saying is, I haven't got out and honed in on my craft and kept adding and building for a new time. I enjoyed the first wave of applause and success that I had, and wanted to ride that wave forever, but I didn't create anything new that will create a new wave to ride upon. So time catches up with that person. They realize it, so they get bullish in a sense and try to block others from their goals, or put an obstacle in someone's path, so they can stay on top a little longer. But they fail to realize they can't stop what the Creator has for you. There's nothing they can do about it but make themselves look like an ass by getting in the way of what God created for their own selfish gain or their own selfish purpose. And then that becomes displayed in time within their character, action, mannerism. So it's best to stay creative and be creative out of a righteous mindset, and it will grow. Universal law, it's all real. But yeah, for the most part though, I just wanted to touch base with you all on the weekend, the Justice for Jennifer Jeffley rally that took place May 26th at Blue Steel Lounge. The performances were great. Singing was great. Hey, we had a good time. We're steady moving in a direction to bring justice to the injustice. Definitely shout out to Black Diamond and Association, Graphics. We're definitely moving along. Make sure you get a copy of the book Consequence by Vince Cole Muhammad, and continue to strive to be the best you that you can be by having a positive mindset, not a mindset of lack. because the universe, as I stated, creates in abundance. Plenty, plenty, plenty. You won't run out. I mean, the universe, it's like grains of sand. You're not gonna run out. It's like stars in the sky. It's so many, it's infinite. You can't even count them. Let's keep producing. So, and that's as above, so below. So, once again, thank you all. Tell your friends to tune into VPR Radio whenever it hits us to put out a show. You know, I don't come on the radio just to start talking because I feel like, out of an ego trip or whatnot. No, it's just studying society and life and doing my part to where I can inject something that might stimulate a thought, stimulate someone's brain waves, to spark that electricity in the brain and in the mind and produce something to help, to help a like cause. You know, all those who understand and want to build a peaceful reality, making money, enjoying life, being free, going for what you know, but yet at the same time, don't tread on me, don't trespass against me. We fight with those who fight with us, but we come forward in the spirit of peace, freedom, justice, and equality. That's the spirit that we move forward first, as a display of our humanity or what we would like to represent us at the initial moment of greeting someone. But if you run across sometimes those who haven't experienced that or don't recognize a peaceful person and take that the opposite as being weak and try to transgress or be the aggressor towards someone, then we retaliate because, as the Quran stated, don't be the aggressor, but you fight with those who fight with you because there's only one God. So you've been listening to VPR Radio. Till next time, we out.